Welcome back to Factorio on the September community map. So last time I got most of the production chains done, so I have the rocket parts, the circuits and everything before that, oil, etc. So I'm in a good situation now. I think I want to do the science labs here basically, so the rocket itself and each of the sciences. And I want to get those set up with productivity modules and beacons. Probably have to build some more labs as well, because I don't think that's enough labs. And what I want to go for is a target of 1000 science per minute. So that seems like a good target to go for. As for like the background stuff, I'll just do that in the background if I need more iron or copper, because I'm right at the end of the month now, so I'm probably going to struggle just to play through it. And it's going to be a lot of... That kind of expansion is actually a lot of repetitive stuff, because basically just building more mines that I've built already loads of. So going to get cracking on that and see where I end up. Actually, I think I have a plan. So I'm going to start with the most complicated science packs up here, see where I end up, because they're the ones that require lots of resources in high volumes, versus, say, the red and the green that use comparatively few resources. Work my way down. This can always move to wherever's convenient, say there. And if as I work my way down, I run into this, then I can consider moving bits and pieces down there. So, purple science. So, to make these, I need the rail track, which you can't put productivity in, which needs metal sticks, which you can put the productivity in. I need productivity modules, which you can't put productivity in. And I need furnaces you can't put productivity in. Now, these are about roughly 1-to-1 with the right number of beacons if I can figure that out. So what I'm wondering is if I can do a direct insert of sort between that and that. But this does make getting the number of beacons tricky, because I don't think I can then get 8 beacons around that so easily. Well, yes I can, because I can do it that way. It's less efficient on beacons. It's pretty space efficient though. If I can figure out a way of actually getting the belts in, then that would be the trick, because if I'm doing that, then it would be, where's the beacon so I can copy. So then I'll be looking at something like that, but these need completely different resources. But if I can make it a direct insert, that sounds like a nice idea. I'm not too worried about these actually, because these aren't so ridiculous in terms of belt capacity. These are the issue, because getting all that rail track, you end up needing kind of a ridiculous number of basically belts just for rail track, which I'd rather avoid if I can. And this does tile. It tiles like that, so that's convenient. I think this is the problem, because this is the 0.5 one, so which means it's making 4 per second before I've even speed boosted it, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to even bother trying to use belts. But it's also consuming a lot of stuff. So I definitely need 2 belts of input, if not 3. 3 would be more convenient if I can make them fit. Because it could be like 1 and 2. And then I've got space there to work with getting that out the way. Third one, what are my choices on the third one? If I made the gap bigger, I could come down there. If I made the gap even bigger, what if I did that? Just made those on site. Obviously they can have productivity, that goes across. I still need a third resource because this needs something different to this. I'm probably not going to put anything... Yeah, I'm probably not going to tile this one vertically, so if I'm not tiling it vertically, it does give me options like... If I did that... Did I get that wrong? Nope. So that would be... Yeah, it'd be like that, and then I can take stuff in and do with all the splitters or whatever somewhere else out the way. That is a possibility. I'd rather not have a splitter per sewing machine though, that's kind of not great. So if I can avoid that, I will. I actually think that this only needs something on 2 sides anyway, so I just need to figure out how to get from there to there to the next one, and then I just need to figure out how to make this one not interfere with this one. But because I've got the extra space, that could be like... If that's inserted there and there, that can underground. Come up there, do its thing with that one, and then it's ready for the next set. So there's that possibility. Let's see how that would tile, whether it would tile nicely or not. These could actually go a little bit closer, don't have to be over there. Would give me that, and I think that's already overkill for
I've not calculated it, but I don't think I need that much speed boost on this specifically, and that might be overkill on that. I might not even need those, because it's going to get all the beacons for free. And because all the beacons are touching at least one of the purple science, I can't just remove the beacon. Purple science is also going to need 2 more resources, so let's see if I can work this out. So that's already got 2 things up there because of that. This is going to need to have 2 things down here plus output. But output's a lot slower than any of the inputs, I think. Actually, it's not. The slowest inputs is furnace and productivity. So if I was going to mess about with like splitters or other mess, it'd be better on the furnaces and the productivity if at all possible. But that could be an option of some form to do that for the 2 inputs on there, or one of the inputs on there. I mean, do I need a dedicated belt per input type? That's the other question, I suppose. If I can make do without having the dedicated belt. This can actually move across, which allows space for 2 of those. Deal with that later, because that's going to be doing something like that. Then, because then the only thing on the bottom could be essentially inputs for that. And then I just need to find a place to put outputs for that, which could be like, yeah, if I did that. I think siloing is okay. I don't think it's worth the hassle trying to avoid doing that. So let's go with that. Did a quick bit of math on these because I can work out what the speed is and then the productivity. I think I want 16 total, which gets kind of long and doesn't fit with this layout because I've got the extra direct inserts there. So I guess that means I do need to go double row on this, but since I've got everything to fit within 1 row, that is going to be fine as long as these belts have enough capacity, which I'm not sure on. I guess I'll find out on that one at some point in the future. Next up on things to worry about, so electric furnaces can be made here. They're going to just take inputs from elsewhere. It'd be nice if I had some modules left. I guess I might have to worry about getting some more modules quietly in the background. Okay, let's go get the modules automatically, so that's good. I can change the recipe. I might just stood outside I'm just stood outside the robot network. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah, so that's going to be a furnace. And how many of these do I think I need? 3 be enough, or should I do 6? Maybe I'll start with 3. And leave space for 6. They're going to get 4 modules each. Actually, I'll set up a productivity in there. Yes, you can't. What I want to put in there is speed. Yeah, I've actually got plenty of modules. They're stood outside the robot network. So they have to be speed because they can't be productivity somewhat, unfortunately. So it's going to be furnaces out. And as long as I can fit enough inserters, I'm okay with just doing that. I'm not going to bother putting beacons on there because they can't do productivity anyway. And the total speed on this, I'm going to have trouble with inserters. Speaking of which, I think what I need to do is then steel and stone. Actually, I guess I got a better idea. So, looking at this, since the stone and the steel are the big ones, and then advanced circuits is less, and then the output is even less. What if I do basically belt of stone, belt of steel? It should be possible to do a mixed belt of circuits and output. Any question is then what direction does it run in? Maybe I can upgrade that actually and then bring it down. So then that would be input and output. Gonna need to find somewhere for power. I need to figure out power for that anyway, so maybe the good solution here, put that there. Or somewhere there. Let's see, where do I want this exactly? Make some more of those as well again. Let's go there. It covers all that and it covers that. So that belt would underground. Then I've got inputs there, 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 and there. Then an input and an output. Did I just delete that? That I shouldn't have done. Yeah, I should go that way. And that can cover all of it. So that works. And then at the end here, do something like that. We're going to say on the left will be the furnaces. And then that can go down to... Well, I'll be on one side of that, and then there'll be something else on the other side of that. And let's just assume I do 6 because I might need 6. So that's going to be that. Then I can come over here to figure out the next thing, which I think is going to be the... Yeah, it's going to be the productivity modules. So productivity modules also can't have speed modules. No, productivity modules can't have productivity modules in them. That's what I was going for. And they're a lot slower. I think they're 3 times slower, 5 times slower. So that's 5 seconds. They're 3 times slower. So if that's 6, I potentially want to accommodate 18 of them if I can. So let's just start on that one. Those I'll just leave space so I'm not wasting resource on them. So productivity modules, circuit. Actually that makes sense then, because I need the circuits for that, but also need the circuits for that. So that is actually kind of convenient. I feel like I'm going to need a lot of circuits though. Especially... Oh, it's a signal with green and signal with red. So probably one belt is enough. So if I do output there, input, then that makes that a nice simple layout. Actually that'll be input there, I'll go in that direction. So that can go there. Output can go there. And then... Well, if I need to put stuff there, I'll figure that out. But basically this can go across here. So those will join up with those. Like so, and then go down to there. And it's 3 times slower, so I'll start with 9 of those to get started. So I think that gives me the layout for the purple science, and yeah, that took up a lot more space than the old layout to do more science, and because of beacons. Actually, with this layout here, I think I do want to just go with these if I can. It's going to be there, isn't it? Because it's going to repeat. That's fine, because that can technically go there. If I'm going to do stations here, yeah, they're going to start from there. I really do want to come down like way further, if I can. Maybe just where the blue is. Like I said, I can move this if I need to. So if I get rid of this blue science for now, and the military science, then that can be where this will come down to. So I think the easiest way of getting these is if I take out that and that, then I can put the power there, repeat that for each one, and it should be fine. Actually, maybe I'll move it 1 to the left just so it covers that. So it'll be like that. Coming on to the next science pack, so I think I might as well go as far east as I could. So I've come over here, it's going to give me space over here to do the input. Now this requires 3 inputs again, but once again I think I can get away with doing 3 things, so 2 things, 1 thing and the output, and then filter it on the exit. So I don't think that should be a problem. Now coming on to things I'm going to need here. So you've got processor units or blue circuits, got those. Did low density structures earlier, so I'll just train those in. Then flying robot farms, I'm going to make those on site. So I think I need like 12 or something. Let's go 12 so I have a nice number. And if I really have to adjust it later, I guess I can, but hopefully I get this right first time. So flying robot frames there. And let's actually just leave a gap just in case. So I've left a gap so I can deal with belts and stuff if I need to. So 12 of those would be that. 12 of those is going to need, because of productivity, remember it's 2 to 1 before productivity. With productivity I think I'm good with, let's go 4. So I'm going to take those over there. I'm going to have 4 for the electric motors. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be fed by, I reckon it's going to be 3 engines because I don't think it's a full 4 anyway. And again, productivity, each stage you go through, even though this is 1 to 1 before productivity, each stage I go through is going to be slightly less assembly machines. So that is nice. They're going to need a pipe. Pipe can't actually have productivity modules, unfortunately. But that's just going to go straight into there. Then the question is, because obviously this is going to have more beacons here. Let's see if I can figure out a way of actually getting all these belts through. I might just have to accept that these beacons here aren't going to be shared with anything. although quite nicely I managed to share a lot of those ones with stuff. So that's nice. I'm not wasting anything with the purple science, but this I might do. This is another example where it needs 3 inputs. Actually, it needs 4 inputs. Okay, these are going to be a tough one. So I think these I have to do the same way I did like red circuits. I think that's the only way it's going to happen. So if I have that there, let's work this out. If that's jumping over every 2, and then that's jumping over there, then that can do that. So that gets me the 3rd belt in for the output. So output there. I should actually put the stack of inserters on my quick bar anyway. So yeah, output there, input, repeat that along, which means there's no chance of getting any other belts past there. Now I'm putting all the output on one side though, so what it means is I could take something else that's not too... Yeah, I could take processing units, for example, if I wanted to, and put the processing units on that. Yeah, I said I like red circuits, that's weird, I made a slight mistake on that. Did that the wrong way, so let's just get that out again. Because those undergrounds were in the wrong place, which is why that wasn't going to work. So that wants to go like that, then that wants to go like that, to get that the right way around. Output's there, that's the correct way of doing that. And yeah, that repeats along there. In fact, yeah, so get onto this car, and then I've got pipes now, so yeah, I'm probably not going to use that for anything directly. Because I think the easiest way I'm going to do with these pipes is to do this, similar to what I did with... Did I do plastic that way, or was it... similar to how I did the blue circuits, so the pipe goes there. So that's probably just the duality of that. Electric engines can then go on there. So that makes them available to these. Then I need green circuits and engines. Engines from there. Going to need to think about doing that, but again, if I'm not doing stuff here, I can do that if I need to. So I can take belts down here and then bring them across. So for this purpose anyway, I'm going to have green circuit and the engines probably on here. Yeah, I can go there. So I'm going to have green circuits on the near side. But let's just change that before I make a mistake by accident. Do it that way. Just so I was like, eliminate the possibility of stuffing it up. So what was I saying? So yeah, green circuits, engines on the top. This actually needs 3 inputs, so actually going to have to do that trick again. So do it on the top this time. Let's see how that's going to work. So it's going to be green circuits are going to come along here. Green circuit's going to be there, I think. No, they're going to be on here. So green circuits are there. And then there's going to be those going like that. And then 2 of the inputs, probably steel and gears, will come along there and do that. Actually, that last one, I can do like that. I don't need to have it underground for that. So again, that'll be inputs there, not that one. Outputs there. And then the other inputs there, which will be pipe, which will come from there. So pipe out there. Feed into those 3. And then that just needs on somewhere. Like, well, let's actually make that correct, like that. So inputs there, there, and there. That's just pipe. This I said would be the output, which is going there. Did I forget something else? Batteries. So if this is the output for engines, then if this comes along here, let's change that slightly to like that, then batteries can go on there. So there should now be a case of me just connecting it all together. Onto blue circuits. This isn't really very exciting because it's just this side loading thing again, because basically it's just yet another 3 input, 1 output recipe. I don't think there's anything special about that. Engines basically the same as here. The special bit is this. I needed more pipes this time. I think I need 2 of them, so I'm going to have these at the end. Load onto opposite sides of a belt instead of just one thing there, load onto one side of a belt. And I need a lot of sulfur, so I'm just going to do the sulfur here. Since I can get the water from over there, I'll just pipe it across and I've got gas here. That takes care of... And of course, the red circuits, they just come on the belt there. So I believe that takes care of all those, nothing particularly exciting, just need to plumb it together. And in fact, the next 2 are going to be rather simple, but it does look like this has got in the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this somewhere else for the moment. And I'm actually going to relink it up. I'm just going to put it somewhere for safekeeping. Like, fit there? Nope. And go there. Then I'll figure out what to do with it if I need more nuclear stuff. Which I probably will, but I'll do that sometime in the background. Then finally, red and green circuit. They're pretty much the simplest ones because they just have 2 inputs each, so they can just go down here in a nice simple way. You've got the inserters and the transport belt. That's going to be really fast. I'm pretty sure it's fast enough if I can get this stuff in and out of it. I might need to adjust that. But that gives me all the like normal stances. Then I'll do the rocket. So maybe I'll put the rocket over here because I've got the cliff anyway, and it'll just be unloading parts for it. There's where my stone is standing. I was just measuring out track there. So what I need to do now, I think, is connect all this up, and then hopefully it will just all work. And the connecting up to basically this, I can add more belts in if needed. Do have lots of space there for vertical belts. A bigger issue would be this train station, but that's going to be pretty straightforward. I don't think there's much really to look at there. So another quick diversion. I built a second reactor setup. Not really much to say here because, as you can see, this is basically a copy paste of this. Had to play a few games with the steam turbines because I couldn't do the strips in the same direction. But this is basically the same layout because you've got 9 of those there, you've got 9 of those. No, yeah, so these ones here is these ones, so 9 and 9. But like I had to put a belt down the middle, so it's not 4 quite like that, it's 3 and a bit, and then there's 4 there, they're the 9s. Then the 10s are those ones. Hit a cliff there, so 3 of them got sort of bent over to the side. And then again the 10s here. Hit some stuff here for those 2, so they're just 8, and then the 4 extras there. And very similar pipe connections. I guess the difference is that connects at the end. That's the end, except those 4 are kind of off on a spur. But still, since I think I'm still fairly far below the pipe capacity on those, you think about it, that's 600, 600, whatever. Another change I made is these train stops. So instead of waiting for this until it had no cargo, just that, I now added an additional condition to disable it. And instead of having a condition on here, got rid of that condition. So this will now keep putting them in their box until this box is filled up. Or specifically until this box reads a total of, I think it's 50 or 25? 25. So I'll keep delivering more stuff. We'll keep taking them down there until there's 25. Now I've not got any buffer on the output, but if you think of that being up to 50, because that's what that carries, and 25 is a condition, I don't think there's any chance of somehow getting so many things backed up on here that it blocks this belt, because there's not that many stored in there, which means the train should have come to deliver more fuel, which means it will take away the spent fuel. So on to that, the last thing I need to do is get this started. I actually realised I hadn't done military. Although I am losing turrets, like the behemoths are killing lots of turrets, it's not like a real issue because I've got the robot set up. So if I occasionally lose a turret, like 1 or 2 per attack, I think I can survive with that. And maybe I could just put down like a lot more turrets would maybe solve that problem. I forgot to mention, the one change I did make just to be more safe was I added the inserters and the power poles onto this request and put them on the train. But coming to this, so the thing I need for the rocket now, I've got the rocket control units, low density structures and the rocket fuel. I need satellite. Now the satellite itself is a very fast recipe, so I'm not going to make that one at full speed because I think that would be insane. What I am possibly going to do is see how much I can make it. How much I need to do, I think I need, what, 1 rocket per minute is what I'm going to go for. So yeah, going to be accumulators and solar panels are the things to make. And unfortunately neither of those things can take speed modules. Oh, I guess the other thing it needs is, I've got this here somewhere, where is it? Oh shit. It needs radars, but 5 radars. Radars take like half a second to make anyway. So that's not an issue. And the other stuff is all stuff I can get off the belt. So, solar panels and accumulators. So if you look at these recipes, they share nothing in common, so I'm going to do them separately. They do both take 10 seconds though, so it will be the same number of each. And I think 6 should do it. Like, I've not even calculated it. 6 with speed modules should be really fast. Maybe even 3 with speed beacons. I could put them just here because, hey, the beacons are here. Not going to cost you anything extra. I don't think it even costs extra. I guess it costs extra energy a little bit, but I don't think it's a big deal. That was the wrong recipe. I want to do, let's do this one first. This is a simpler one. So if I put that there, so it's 2 tiles away from that, like so. In fact, I can move it. No, that's the right distance, but I want to move it along 1. So this can essentially be the output, and then for input, I probably don't even need more than 1 belt. I bet I don't. I think I just do 1 express belt and do half and half, so that's simple. It's just going to be load in there, load out, load in there. Oh no, load in, load out. What am I getting at? Then do the same here. Again, being offset from those by 1. So solar panels. Actually put these all on 1 belt because I can do that, put them on opposite sides. So output, so I don't need any power poles because I've got these substations there, so that's very convenient. Actually needs 3 input. Circuits are the biggest one. Well, I bet I can get away with long-hand inserters. I don't think I need to mess about with having like a fast belt there. So it's this, then this. So I need to bring over the 3 belts for that, but that is fine. Then actually I could see if there's anything common for radars. I should check that. So radar wants, what's that? Iron and electronic circuits. I think I saw those before. Electronic circuit, iron. So, well, so far, so we don't think it matters whether there's a beacon on it or not. So if we do that, and then that has the iron, that will make those. Where is that? There it is. They come out then. I want to do this somewhere close to the rocket, so let's find my rocket. I did actually build one, so I guess it's in the logistics network because I whipped it up. So if I find it here and place it, could be sneaky and reuse some of those beacons. Let's put it there. So it's going to have beacons around it. Let's actually, is that the best spacing? Maybe that should be like that. Just so I have 2 tiles there to actually do stuff. Beacons around that side, and then beacons around that side. Did I mess up somewhere? It's very close enough. If I recall, I'm going to need a second rocket silo anyway, if I remember the maths correctly. I think, not necessarily for the production, but because the actual launching the rocket, while it's launching the rocket, it can't produce anything, and that is like a fixed amount of time. Make sure you put your productivity freeze in a rocket silo, always. I think if you're just doing like regular non-beacon stuff, like definitely put productivity in your rocket. It's a massive saving on rocket parts. So then I've got 3 things up there that need to come in, so probably do them like 1 there. Then there's a second one just come in there. Actually 2 of them are going to need to come in with this anyway. So let's work that out. So I want to have, well, I don't actually know where I'm going to put the second rocket yet. Maybe I should plan for that. Would that be an intelligent move? It probably would be, wouldn't it? Having said, I know I need 2 of them. Like, and I'm really sure I'm correct on that. Can I make it neat as well? I would like to make it neat. So I'm not going to be loading anything on that side. So if I make that decision now, I can do that. That's kind of neater. Would be nice to put one there, wouldn't it? Maybe I'll just do 2 here. I'm not making use of the beacons then, which is... Like, I would have liked to reuse the beacons, but I don't think that's the end of the world. See what I can do. So it'll be... one there. Kind of fortunate thing about a lot of the other recipes. Some of the recipes are like copy-paste. That's why I've been kind of skipping over them, because it's getting towards the end of the month anyway. Like expanding the metal and stuff. But a few things like this are very, very unique. Nothing else can have this many beacons around it, for example. So I think I got that correct. I think that's the maximum number of beacons I can get. And do I actually even want that many? That could be a high IQ move. I don't think I need that many. 4,000, because like I said, you get diminishing returns because of the animation anyway. So what if that there was to be the satellite factory? Then that can just longhand itself over, and I don't have to worry about expensive satellites sat on the belt. No complicated like circuit conditions, no trying to count them or make the production match exactly. This should just work. Then I can have whichever resource doesn't use rocket components by the looks of it. Not components, control units. They're all components for the rocket. So that can go in there. Rocket control unit doesn't need to go to that, so it can be separate. Or could this be the one that is 2 things that are that? But I don't need that beacon either. Which one I can do that, and then load in 2 different parts. So link those together, that's fine. I think I want to move this down a bit. We'll still be in range of these top ones, but then I can have 3 there. Nope, did that very slightly wrong. Has to go there, because I do need to fit inserters. But that can go there, and another 3 there. If I do that, then they won't go off the end by accident. So in. That gives me... I actually know if I need 3 inserters, it just feels like a good number. Actually, if I've got a space there, let's keep this neater. So 1, 2, 3 of those there, 3 of those there, 3 there, 3 there. That's in the 1 position, that should go there. Then I can repeat this again. And that gives me all my rocket components. The 2 that are needed for that go into there. Then if I take this whole thing, put it there, that can insert straight across, and then I can change these, go like that, come up there, and then I've got my solar panels and my solar panels accumulators. That's what I was going for. Get rid of those, they're not needed. One last thing, I think. Got those. Processing units, which is not shared by anything anyway, so not much I can do except just have a belt of processing units. And that should be it, so I should just need to now link this together. For power I could do that for power, that should work. Make some substations, link this together, and I should have it. Oh yeah, space science. Space science is the output of this. This is the entire point. So if I have... What do I think I need? I think I need 2 maybe? Let's go with 2. Just because then I need less stuff, so... Well, can I just move these out the way? No. can move them there though, that's less in the way. So going to have space stance there. Space stance there on the corner again. That comes across. Goes into that, and yeah, I'm done. Everything here, just connect these to the bus. So first rocket made and found the bits to make the second rocket. Got a satellite ready and a satellite in there. But one more thing before I set this off to go, because I forgot about this and it does cause problems, which is this will just keep launching rockets even if it's full, which means you start wasting space stance if you have a slowdown. So I'm going to put a restriction on these so that they will not launch, or rather they will not put the satellite in there, which will stop them launching. And the condition on that is going to be, I think, that there is no space stance here. So we're going to reboot contents on hold. The condition for enabled will be, let's find the space stance pack. Space stance pack isn't there, which means it's not backed up, and if it's not backed up then it's safe to go. I think that condition will work, and then I can say auto launch with cargo, and we've got first rocket and second rocket. So it's going to be a double launch. Hopefully they won't just like collide. I'll probably should move that train out of the way as well so I can actually get the rocket control units and stuff in. Off goes one, off goes another. And this time I'll get space stance because this time I had a satellite. And as for that, that's a fairly straightforward, like each of these comes down with a splitter. A little bit of magic there to get this to go to that one, and this one to go to that one, such that the two middle ones are the two different things this needs. So that creates a nice, neat setup. And yeah, direct insert on the radar as well, I guess, because radars are really quick to make, and out of the things, because it needs so few of them, like it needs 5 radars and like hundreds of the other stuff, so I'd rather not have a belt full of radars. Now that makes the space stance available there, so what can I do? I think I'll just go for mining research. Actually, let's get some... Oh, which one do I want first? Actually, would rather these to be quite a bit faster to start with, so let's get the first 2 of those, and then just start down the mining research path into the infinite technologies. So for now I'm just going to expand until I've got 1,000 per minute, and then I'll decide whether I care about military or not.
So jumping quite a long way into the future, have now finally achieved 1,000 per minute on average over a 10-minute period. So I'm running for full hour because I'm still tweaking stuff, so I'd have to see, because as you see I was running almost at 1,000, I fixed around things that caused a lot of production stoppages. But it's done it for 10 minutes, so as long as the resources hold out it should do it forever. Obviously the resources would of course run out at some point, but this here will do it forever at least. Now it's actually took me substantially longer, like dozens of hours longer than I thought it would, because I always forget how much resource you need for getting to 1,000, so just how many mines I had to go and build, and even with the robots and stuff, building up new mines, setting up the stations, expanding first and stuff, it really does add up the time. So first of all, there's a couple of changes here. So obviously I needed a lot more labs than I had, so I basically built those in a stake here. I kind of regret building them here because I was really squashed for space. In fact, I had to come over here and try and build them here as well, and I just about fitted enough in the end. I could have maybe done a more compact layout if I'd done, instead of having 12 beacons per lab, I could have done 8 beacons per lab, would have been a bit more compact. Could have been an option, but in the end this did work. Oh yeah, so because of that the stone furnaces here had to go. Stone is now getting made. Oh, here it is. So this is the stone. So basically I just found another stone mine and I moved the furnaces over there, and this is to make sure I've got plenty of stone and stone brick. Other major change I made was a change to the circuit condition here. So by the time the science gets backed up to here, it's not long enough to actually launch the rocket, because the rocket has to actually launch before you get the space stars. It's not instantaneous. So I put some boxes in here so there's a little bit more buffer capacity to make sure that this doesn't run dry, because what was happening was it was just running dry very slightly every time. The other big change here was to this belt layout. So Previously, if you had noticed, I'd have had the green circuits just here. So this was here, and I was using long-hand inserters to get those green circuits. So I had two parts of this. So one was, those rockets really are loud, aren't they? Anyway, so one was that those long-hand inserters, they can't actually get the 15 electronic circuits this assembly machine needs in the time it takes to craft a unit, so it keeps stopping. The other problem is half a belt is not fast enough. I needed a full belt. So basically I just moved that up, moved the batteries up to there, and then have a separate belt for that. Also, before I did that, this could kind of be redundant now, but because at the time this belt was being used for two things for that as well, I was having trouble keeping it supplied well enough. I'm not sure why, because it's supposed to be 5 and 5, but just to stop these running dry occasionally, it seemed to be happening, I put the green circuits extra on there. But I don't think that's actually needed anymore, but I'm just going to leave it alone, it's working. The other big change up here was I found that this stone and steel, this belt's just not fast enough, so I've got one belt there and one belt there, but I needed more. So I run a third belt around to the back here, and this just goes in opposite direction for a couple of these assembling machines. I think it's this one, and this one. Alright, so this one does half and half, so it's 2.5 on each side. Yellow and blue sides, don't believe I had too much issue with. Green sides, I still think one of the same machine should be fast enough, but I was having problems with it not quite keeping up, so I just put a second one in there. And with two, it's more than fast enough. Obviously the belts, you already get 2 output for the inputs anyway, so belts are like twice as fast to start with. Final change while going along. Although I was just losing like 1 or 2 turrets per attack, it kind of got annoying. I didn't want to do the infinite tech. And since I had the uranium anyway for the nuclear power plant, I figured I might as well just bring uranium in, because that's going to be a nice simple station. I think it's this station, so it's just one wagon. So bring uranium in that I did before, and yeah, just make the armor piercing rounds into uranium rounds, and that's a lot of extra damage. So actually losing a couple of cages, that's actually my fault for turrets or quarters. Actually, those haven't even got uranium rounds yet. I only did it like semi-recently, so I was waiting for the piercing rounds to just get used up rather than try to collect them all. Oh, you can see the same problem there. Yeah, same happened. So basically, splitters hitting these edge turrets, and I could design that better so that it's not got a corner. But it's better than it was, and I think it's mostly fine. Other than that, the biggest thing is probably expanding power. So I had to add some more reactors here. Same idea, and then that wasn't enough, so I added more reactors up here and more reactors up here. So lots more reactor setups. But they're all the same ratio, they're all the same 2x4 design. It did mean I had to link this onto the main train network, but that wasn't too much trouble. In terms of trains, probably the biggest problem was this junction. It took a lot of playing around. You can see there's still some congestion, so I was trying to keep the congestion as low as possible so that these trains do keep flowing. But yeah, I think that about covers it. You've got the Reddit and you've got the Reddit results thread that has like a end game analysis, and might do a quick video just to show the whole base and do like a time lapse of stuff moving. Well, it works pretty well. I'm happy I got to 1,000, and I'm happy that, considering I managed to shoehorn all the trains to do that basically through here, that this actually worked, because the mistake I made is you've got a lot of the ore and stuff over here, and you've got all the circuits and rocket parts over here. Then I put most of the iron furnaces are up there, which means a lot of the iron trains want to go up and down here, so both ore and plate. And of course those plate trains, a lot of those plate trains want to go over there. And then I put the copper furnaces over there, so same deal. A lot of the copper ore trains wants to go back and forth here, and a lot of the copper plate trains want to go back and forth here. Also the steel as well, the steel is over there. So I think in the end the majority, and of course the oil is right there, so you've got oil there and there. I ended up building 2 stations just because of that congestion. So considering I think the majority of the trains have to pass through this little intersection here, and that this is probably not the best designed train stop. Well, I was saying not the best designed station, because just look at this, like I really should have just made more platforms, and that is extremely cramped. So the fact it works, extremely happy with it working, I've got to say. So coming up after this series, I've got my 100% achievement series, where I was doing all the achievements on a default map. So that's definitely been a challenge. I think I'm past the point of likely failure.
but still very constrained on the time, especially without being able to handcraft. That definitely slows things down a bit, and the default map means I've not got all the ore just on top of me, so gonna have to do some outposts and stuff. Going to be a challenge. Also got the next community map coming up. That will be for October and November, so 2 months this time. Got a few out on Twitch already, but we'll be hopefully doing some edited YouTube videos from those. And that's using the Nullius mod, which changes basically everything. So, I mean, you've still got inserters and transport belts and all the like, essential. Like, rename some things just to screw with you when you try and search for a recipe. But all the recipes themselves are very different. A lot of the production chains are a lot more complicated, different ores and so forth. So that's going to be a very interesting series because I've never played that mod before. Been a while since I actually played a major mod. In fact, I don't think I've put them on YouTube, but I have done Bob's and Castorio and stuff before. But first time in a while, so that should be exciting. That'll be up soon, so be sure to like, subscribe, and keep a lookout for that.